Admitted killer Jaime Osuna is scheduled to face a judge today, accused of murdering his cellmate. The Bakersfield smoke shop stabbing suspect is due in court today. And a high school coach charged with sexual misconduct against a minor also has a court date today. This is 17 News at noon.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us here on 17 News at noon. I'm Vanessa Dillon. Well, the convicted killer known as the man with 1,000 faces is facing more charges today. Jaime Osuna is accused of torturing and murdering his cellmate, Luis Romero, at Corcoran State Prison last March. Now he's back in a Kings County courtroom for a pre-trial conference. A preliminary hearing is set for later in June. That's when a judge will determine if there is enough evidence to begin a trial. Osuna is already serving a life sentence for killing a Bakersfield woman, Yvette Peña, back in 2011. If convicted for Romero's death, he could be given the death penalty. We spent months going over Osuna's early life to try and understand what made him the person he is now. We also explored how his crimes changed the lives of people around him. It's covered in our first true crime podcast, The Man with 1,000 Faces. You can download it on the Apple Store by going to the podcast app. And for more, you can go to 1000facespodcast.com. The man accused of stabbing another man at a smoke shop in Oildale is expected in court today. This happened back on Tuesday. Kern County deputies say 34-year-old Jesse Lopez stabbed and killed Tracy Elliott in a parking lot outside Sunshine Smoke Shop on Roberts Lane. Elliott died at the hospital, and Lopez faces a charge of first-degree murder. A local high school coach charged with sexual misconduct against a minor is due in court. Fernando Pruneda coached boys basketball at McFarland High School for 15 years. He also helped coach baseball. The 36-year-old faces 7 criminal counts, including 3 felonies. According to reports, a McFarland student and JV basketball player reported Bernuda for inappropriate sexual behavior. Through text messages, detectives learned he was trying to get sexual favors from the boy and had possibly touched him. Reports say KCSO used the boy's cell phone to set up a meeting at McDonald's, where they later arrested Pruneda. In court documents, investigators say he used his position as coach to bait students with the promise of a varsity promotion. The school district says he has been placed on administrative leave and he is no longer in contact with students. He has a readiness hearing today in court. Well, the man charged with a deadly stabbing outside Foothill High School was back in court. Jason Cruz allegedly admitted to stabbing 17-year-old Jose Flores outside the school last month. According to court documents, Cruz told investigators he confronted a group of unnamed teens over a bullying problem. The reports don't name Flores, but they say Cruz confessed to killing a teen who punched him. 2 underage teens were also arrested. The Gofundme raising money for Flores' funeral has reached its goal of $15,000. Well, Bakersfield police are trying to figure out what caused a car to crash into a tree outside a building this morning in central Bakersfield. Officers responded to Oak Street near Truxton Avenue this morning just before 8:30. They found the car had ended up smashed against a tree on the lawn of the office building. Police say the driver had minor injuries. Well, the Kern County Sheriff's Office is searching for a man who has been missing since Saturday. Deputies say 75-year-old John Nicholson left his home on Tardito Lane in Roseman back on the 1st of the month and did not return. KCSO says it's possible he is in the Lancaster or Palmdale areas because he's been known to travel there. He's 5'7" and 170 pounds. It's unclear when he was last seen or what he was wearing. KCSO says he is considered at risk because of his age. If you have information, call 661-824-7130. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our weather forecast. Sunny skies out there, and we are going to check in with Kevin with a look at your forecast.
And a little bit of a haze to go with that as well. Almost looks like maybe a fire burning somewhere around the area, but that could also just be a little bit of stagnant air as we head into the afternoon. We take a look at the satellite radar, and there's nothing to show you. No clouds and definitely no rain. And tomorrow looking good. Right now we sit at 60 degrees. We have a light wind out of the west at 6 miles per hour. And as we take a look at the hour-by-hour forecast for you today, we will be in the 60s before we slide back into the 40s by this evening. The mountains also looking very nice today. We'll take a closer look at that coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Kevin. Well, a public memorial service is planned for Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and 7 others who died nearly 2 weeks ago in a helicopter crash. Now, the public memorial will take place on February 24th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. That's according to a source close to the Bryant family. The date of 2/24 could be symbolic since Bryant wore number 24 during the later part of his NBA career, and his 13-year-old daughter Gianna wore number 2 for her youth basketball team. Well, taking a look at our town news, it was another beautiful morning for breakfast at the Bakersfield Elks Lodge. Local veterans filled the lodge for their monthly honor flight breakfast. As always, we saw a few familiar 17 News faces among the bravest heroes of our community. It all happened at 9 this morning at the Bakersfield Elk Lodge on 30th Street. Cal State Bakersfield kicked off its Unity Breakfast this morning. Just one way the campus is celebrating Black History Month. CSUB President Lynette Zelenzi says the breakfast is another way the campus celebrates and embraces inclusion and diversity among students and faculty members.
Well, it's about our inclusion, and our diversity here at CSUB is one of our strongest assets. And we always are celebrating our values, and students also really resonate to the celebrations of the month because it is about being a holistic person, not just educating yourself, but also knowing that it's important to understand your culture and understand how important values are.
Several were recognized during the Unity Breakfast as well. CSUB also recognized one of their sociology professors. Dr. Rhonda Dugan was awarded the Unity Award at this morning's event as well. It's called the Oscars of Bakersfield, and you still have time to decide who could take home local awards. Nominations for the 2020 Beautiful Bakersfield Awards are due today. The awards gala is presented by the Greater Bakersfield Chamber of Commerce to recognize individual and community accomplishments from the previous year. The awards are presented in 16 categories. All the details are on our website. Just head to kget.com and click on the hot link icon. Well, a massive fire erupted at Meadows field overnight, but it was only a drill. Take a look at this. County firefighters were able to practice putting out a fire on an aircraft. The department brings in a live fire trainer who creates a scenario for our firefighters to respond.
We say we practice like we play, and that I think is key to the whole thing. We're doing what we would actually do in a real incident in real time and doing it the way we would do it.
The FAA requires the agency to do this at least once a year. Public safety power shutoffs are over for now, but Southern California Edison officials want to hear about how Tehachapi residents were affected. To voice your concerns, head to the Tehachapi PSPS Town Hall meeting today from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. It's happening at the Slice of Life Enrichment School Auditorium on West Valley Boulevard. Well, it's arguably the sweetest fundraiser that comes to Bakersfield every year, buying candies for a good cause and just in time for Valentine's Day. The annual Cupid's Challenge kicks off Wednesday at the downtown Dewars on I Street. Now, buy a box of chews and the proceeds will benefit the Mendborough Magic Foundation and the Bakersfield Ronald McDonald House. Both are dedicated to helping children battling serious and even life-threatening illnesses. Each box is $20 and you can buy them now on Dewar's website. Cupid's Challenge runs from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. next Wednesday. Still ahead on 17 News at noon. Parents, experts are saying you need to make note of this safety tip, why you should avoid sleeping with your infant child. Plus, most of us are wearing red today, but we'll tell you why it's all for a good reason. Your 17 Health Watch is after the break. In your 17 Health Watch, many mothers don't follow expert advice when it comes to bed sharing with infants. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends sharing a room, but not the same bed for a baby's first 6 to 12 months. But a new study reveals fewer than half of mothers actually practice these guidelines. Black and Hispanic mothers and those with less education were more likely to bed share. Research shows bed sharing can increase the risk of sudden infant death syndrome. If you're seeing red today, it's for a good reason. It's National Wear Red Day, a push to raise awareness of heart disease in women. Most adults die of cardiovascular disease more than cancer worldwide. And in women, the warning signs may not be what you think. Sarah Daloff has a story.
This February, it's all about hearts. Not candy or likes, but heart disease.
All of us are at risk for heart disease, particularly as we get older.
It's the leading cause of death in the U.S. for both men and women, but symptoms between the sexes can differ.
The presentation and the way doctors think about it is really based on the bias of old studies where we looked mostly at men having heart attack, not realizing that women have actually the equal risk or even a higher risk.
The most common symptom is chest pain or tightness, but for women, it may not be the most severe. And they're more likely to experience other symptoms like indigestion, back or jaw pain, fatigue, or shortness of breath.
If every day you're walking the dog and you can walk around the block and all of a sudden you're halfway through that and you're having more shortness of breath, you stop, it kind of goes away or it gets better pretty quickly. Those are things that we would look for.
Both men and women can reduce their risk by maintaining healthy weights, exercising and eating well, managing conditions like diabetes and high cholesterol, and quitting smoking.
The changes we make today may not affect you for 10 years, but if we don't make those changes now, we can shorten your quality of life as well as your quantity of life.
Getting heart smart today for the love of your life and longevity. Sarah Daloff, NBC News.
Well, heart attacks tend to strike women later in life than men. According to the American Heart Association, the average age for a first attack in a man is 65. For a woman, it's 72. Well, if your job has you stressed out, put a plant on your desk to see if it helps ease your worries. That's according to researchers in Japan. They studied the stress levels of electric company employees with and without involvement with plants. They found that if employees with high anxiety gazed at a small potted plant for a few minutes a day, their anxiety level went down. And 27% of the employees in the study showed a significant decrease in their resting heart rate. All right, well, let's switch gears and take a look at our weather forecast with Kevin.
And we are looking at a clear sky, except a little haze out towards the mountains right now. So if you're headed out that way, we are definitely seeing a little bit of the haze due to the air quality being moderate. Owasco sits at 63 degrees right now, nice and clear. Arvin looking good. It looks like some recess taken on, and 60 degrees. And then Fraser Park, 61. And we've got Golden Hills, 66 degrees, and a little issue with the camera out that way. But it's definitely nice, I'll guarantee you that. 60 in Bakersfield, a west wind at 6 miles per hour. Overnight, we were at 37, so slightly below the normal of 41. Normal high today is 61. We'll be slightly above that. And 81 the record set back in 2018. Here's a look at other temperatures running into the 60s in all valley locations, and very nice and comfortable with 60s in the mountains and also into the desert. Mojave at 64. Skies remain clear, and that'll be the case heading into tomorrow as well. And you can see around the state, not much to show you right now. We're clear and just beautiful from north to south and even along the coastal areas. High pressure and control, but that is going to change as we're watching this next developing system right there. The jet stream will shift, and this system is going to head into California, but the models are not really on point with where it's going to go. And you can see just all over the place. And this is Sunday into Monday. So let's show you one model we look at. This is our global forecast model. It is suggesting right now through Monday only about 1/100 of an inch of rain for the valley. But then we switch over to our European model, and it's a little more aggressive with this storm. green, over a quarter of an inch for Bakersfield and near a half an inch in the mountains. So you can see what we're dealing with here with this system, because it will ride more in an easterly fashion, and it looks like it wants to take more of a southerly turn into Southern California. So sunny skies and pleasant through tomorrow. Then again, we talk about these struggling models with the rain and snow amounts for Kern County Sunday to Monday. If we get the wetter scenario, we could pick up 1 to 2 inches of snow at pass level Sunday afternoon, evening into Monday, as that snow level is expected to drop. It's just a matter, are we going to have enough moisture with it? Air quality today will be moderate with an AQI at 66, and the rest of your day calling for sunny skies and mid-60s for all valley locations, with 30s and 40s returning tonight. Into the mountains, 63 in Fraser Park, 66 in Tehachapi, 64 in Bear Valley, and for the Kern River Valley, 60s to lower 70s with a northwest wind 5 to 10. And then for the desert, we'll look at 60s to lower 70s throughout the afternoon. Your extended forecast, we are going to keep a 30% chance of showers in there on Sunday, Monday, with temperatures back into the 50s. And then for the mountains, we'll look for a chance of rain and snow showers Sunday, Monday, as it looks like right now, under windy conditions. Snow level right at 4,000 to start, and then down to 3,500, and then by Monday, 2,700 feet, and temperatures will only be in the 40s. And then for the Kern River Valley forecast, you can see the change on the way by Sunday and Monday as well, with a chance of rain, snow showers, and we're going to keep those winds around through Saturday through about next Thursday. So the winds will be blowing up into the Kern River Valley. But again, it's a tricky forecast this time around, just because of the position of the storm. Again, some models want to bring hardly anything here, and others want to bring about a quarter of an inch.
A lot of people ask me, so what does Sunday look like? Are we going to see snow?
You're going to have fun.
Are we not? I know. I'm going to have fun determining what it's going to look like.
Well, a lot of the models come in. Again, another update later on this evening, so Alyssa Carlson will see kind of if they're starting to match up a little bit.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kevin.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Who says you need to be a millionaire in order to hire a financial advisor? Still ahead, the benefits of getting a little extra help to set your finances straight. Your 17 Business Watch after the break.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back. Get ready to add another option for streaming video. Viacom CBS is working on a new option after completing their merger. They both have existing services, CBS All Access and Showtime, but the new service would blend CBS All Access with content from Viacom channels like MTV, Comedy Central, Nickelodeon, as well as movies from Paramount. The price for the base version will reportedly be less than $10 a month, and there will also be an ad-free and premium version that will include Showtime. Meanwhile, Dish Network is offering new and returning customers a deal for Sling TV, just $5 for the first month. Dish is trying to boost video subscribers in the era of cord cutting. Dish will offer the first month of its Sling Orange and Sling Blue products for $5. Customers will pay the standard $30 per month after that. The promotion runs today through Tuesday, February 11th. Well, you don't need to be rich to have a financial advisor. In fact, professional help with your money can be affordable even for novice investors. But choosing a good one can be tricky business. Scott Kahn of CNBC's American Greed reports on how to find an advisor you can trust.
A good financial advisor can help you transform your hard-earned cash into a secure financial future. A bad one can make all of that disappear.
And I'm watching it go down, chun 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 chun. I'm like, oh my God, I'm down to like 700. I'm down to 600,000. I'm down to 540,000.
Steve Santagati was among the dozens of victims of Dawn Bennett, a financial advisor from Maryland who scammed her clients out of some $20 million. In a story told on CNBC's Next American Greed, she ran a giant financial fraud, using much of her clients' money to fund her lavish lifestyle.
It may be one of the most important financial decisions you'll ever make, picking the person who will advise you on your finances. So it's important to choose wisely.
Financial ethics expert Barbara Porso says look for a registered investment advisor or a certified financial planner. Those designations require them to use what is known as the fiduciary standard.
When you have fiduciary responsibility, what you're saying is that I'm going to put your interest above mine.
Check their history online with your state's securities regulator and the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, and test your advisor's knowledge by asking a financial question you already know the answer to.
If they give you the correct one, that'll make you feel good. But if they don't, I think you need to rethink your financial advisor.
Once you've made your choice, don't let your guard down. Keep monitoring your advisor and your money. Scott Cohn, NBC News.
Well, 90s kids, time to relive your childhood dreams in Los Angeles. Just ahead, a look at the new Britney Spears pop-up museum that's making everyone say, oops, she did it again. In your 17 entertainment news now, defense lawyers for movie mogul Harvey Weinstein continue to make their case Friday. The prosecution rested Thursday morning, and the disgraced producer's defense team called their first witness in the afternoon. While on the stand, a witness said he's known Weinstein for more than 30 years and was there to cast doubt on testimony about rape allegations. But during cross-examination by prosecutors, they also called Weinstein a sex addict and told the jury he had a, quote, voracious appetite for women. Weinstein has pleaded not guilty to 5 charges, including 2 counts of predatory sexual assault. If convicted, he could get up to life in prison. Oops, she did it again, or at least it can feel that way for Britney Spears fans. The pop star's most iconic moments are now on display. An interactive pop-up museum called The Zone Britney Spears has opened in Los Angeles. The 9 rooms are each designed to mimic a different Spears video or musical era. They feature some of Spears' most iconic outfits and music videos, including Baby One More Time, Toxic, and I'm a Slave for You. The pop-up runs through April 26th, but it's not cheap. Entry costs about $60. Well, right now we are switching over to breaking news. Police have arrested a man accused of posing as an Uber or Lyft driver to trick women into getting into his vehicle. 48-year-old Nassif Ragheb faces several charges, including attempted sexual battery, false imprisonment, burglary, and stalking. Police say he tried to forcibly kiss one of his female victims after driving her to her home. All right, everyone, more news after this. Finally, here at noon, Chuck Nordstrom in with our Pet of the Week from the SPCA. Good afternoon, Chuck. Good to have you with us.
Glad to be here.
Who do we have here?
Well, today we have Benson.
Benson.
And Benson, as big as he is really a puppy. He's somewhere 12 to 16 weeks old.
Oh, my.
If you look at the size of these feet, he is going to be one large boy.
Is there an estimate as to how big he's going to be?
I would guesstimate 60 to 80 pounds easily.
Man. And we don't know what kind of dog he is.
You know, we're not sure. He looks kind of like a McNabb mix, and a McNabb originated in California, and it's a herding dog. And so they are quite large. Otherwise, sometimes he's got a look of a lab retriever mix as well. So who knows? But he is playful, energetic. Going to need just that, energizing family.
Maybe a good cuddle buddy, too.
He loves to be carried, but that's not going to happen much longer. He's getting too big.
Right. Well, tell us a little bit about when is he available to adopt?
He's available for adoption tomorrow morning at 9:30. You can come out this afternoon and take a look at him in his kennel, or just call with more questions.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Chuck and Benson. Now, that number is on your screen, too, for adopting him. And thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, that's all for us. Have a wonderful day. Join us at 17 News at 5.